L'étiquette théorie du complot et les termes comme fake news sont de plus en plus utilisés dans toutes les formes de médias. Les théories de complot à grande échelle impliquent presque toujours l'existence d'un réseau géant de médias complices d'un agenda. Évidemment que c'est ridicule. Nos médias ne sont pas biaisés, n'ont pas d'agenda, et les nouvelles qui nous passent sont objectives et impartiales. Sauf que comme Deadspin vient de l'exposer dans la vidéo que je vais vous présenter, je vais traduire pour vous puis projeter sur un écran de TV pour ne pas enfreindre les droits d'auteur, eh bien les théoriciens du complot ont peut-être ce morceau du casse-tête de médias manipulés bien identifié.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about trouble and trend of irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 La compagnie qui imposait des scripts de mauvaise information ou de propagande pro-Trump pure et simple se nomme Sinclair. On n'a jamais entendu parler d'elle, mais elle rejoint plus du tiers des résidences aux États-Unis à travers son réseau national de chaînes de télé locales. Et elle vise à devenir encore plus grande avec une offre de 4 milliards de dollars pour acheter Tribune Media, dont elle attend l'approbation. Apparemment, on peut tout s'acheter avec l'argent, même la vérité qu'on souhaite. Le réseau opposé, composé de tous les médias libéraux comme CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, ne sont pas moins biaisés. Ils propagent leur propre agenda politique avec autant d'uniformité. Mais avouons-le, ils le font avec beaucoup plus de professionnalisme. Ils tiennent tous le même message, mais quand même pas avec le même script. Imaginez si nos gouvernements aussi suivaient un script, mot pour mot, d'une force derrière le rideau. Selon la théorie du complot du nouvel ordre mondial, le script serait le même d'un pays à l'autre.
The message was is that the United States doesn't cut and run. When we make a commitment, we keep our commitments. It's in our national interest that the work you're doing here, the work of helping the Afghans develop a democracy, it's in the interests of your children and your grandchildren. Because you see, democracies yield the peace we all want.
And there may be some who want to cut and run. But cutting and running is not your way. It is not my way. And it is not the Canadian way. Your work is important because it is in our national interest to see Afghanistan become a free, democratic, peaceful and secure country.
The world judged the Iraqi regime was a dangerous aggressor. In the interests of world peace and regional security, the community of nations required Iraq to surrender its offensive arsenal, its chemical and biological weapons, and abandon its nuclear weapons program. Iraq agreed to comply.
The world judged the Iraqi regime to be a dangerous aggressor. In the interests of world peace and regional security, the community of nations expelled Iraq from Kuwait, required Iraq to surrender its offensive arsenal, its chemical biological weapons, and to abandon its nuclear weapons program. Iraq agreed to comply.
Iraq's
continued defiance of the community of nations presents a challenge which must be addressed.
Presents a challenge which must be addressed. It is inherently dangerous
to allow a country such as
Iraq to retain weapons of mass destruction, particularly in the light of its past aggressive behaviour.
If the world community fails to disarm Iraq, we fear that other rogue states will be encouraged to believe that they too can have these weapons, these most deadly of weapons, to systematically defy international resolutions, and that the world will do nothing to stop them.
That is the ultimate nightmare, Mr. Speaker, which the world must take decisive and effective steps to prevent. Possession of chemical, biological, or nuclear weapons by terrorists would constitute a direct, undeniable and lethal threat
including
to Australia and its people. The world has tried for years other means, but so far to no avail. We cannot walk away from the threat that Iraq's continued possession
of
weapons of mass destruction constitutes to its region and to the wider world. In the final analysis, Mr. Speaker, the absolute conviction of the government is that disarming Iraq is necessary for the long-term security of the world and is therefore manifestly in the national interest of Australia.
In the final analysis, disarming Iraq is necessary for the long-term security of the world, to the collective interests of our historic allies, and therefore manifestly, Mr. Speaker, it is in the national interest of this country.
C'est quand même ironique de présenter les prétendus théoriciens du complot comme la menace à la démocratie. Personnellement, voici ce que je pense d'une telle concentration du contrôle des gouvernements et de l'information.
And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.